Well, I'm back with you and excited. This is class number 28 in our series. The title? Okay. Your business plan for closure and teleconferencing. Have you thought of this? Schools and business organizations should consider plans for dismissals or closures. That should be a part of the planning process as well. So I thought I might bring it to your attention. They should plan cancellations, closures, and staff considerations for telework. All of that should be on the table. Households with Wi-Fi access, including schools, colleges, and specific businesses, physicians' offices, and hospitals. All facilities in which business and appropriate activities and work could be handled remotely to avoid infecting other people, students, and staff. In worship houses, members in the congregation who are vulnerable, senior citizens, the medically fragile congregants, the disabled, and young should be considered. Essential personnel, as outlined in the continuity of operation plan, they call it the COOP plan, COOP in parentheses, should be identified in the planning process who are essential personnel who needs to report to work. Civil liberty perspective, the law. There will be civil liberties and liability issues associated with identifying and managing carriers of diseases. This complicates enforcement in all areas of the population. Yeah. This is a thing. Conference option list. Teleconference is a telephone meeting among two or more participants involving technology more sophisticated than a simple two-way telephone conversation. Number 2, audio conference. At its simplest, a teleconference can be an auto conference with one or both ends of the conference sharing a speakerphone. 3, video conferencing. Supports the conference by providing both the video so that you can absolutely see the person when you are listening to the communication. Group video calls. Using your iPhone, Skype, Snapchat, Facebook, Messenger, FaceTime, and Google Hangouts. There can be at least 31 users plus you in a group. Only the first 31 will be able to join. There are limits to iPad, iPhone, or iPod Touch users. Zoom video conferencing. Invite or schedule people to live video conference and share screen. Right now in 2025, that seems to be one of the favorites. Standard universal precautions. 1. Frequently wash your hands with soap and water or alcohol-based hand rub. 2. Coughing and sneezing etiquette. Sneeze into the folded arm. Cover your cough. 3. Maintain social distancing, at least 3 feet or 1 meter between yourself and other people. Avoid close contact with those who cough or are sniffling. 4. If you develop a cough and experience changes in your breathing, seek medical attention early. And share your medical and travel history with your healthcare provider. 5. Avoid open markets and direct contacts with animals and animal products. 6. Careful food safety practices. Well-cooked food, clean produce, pasteurized milk are recommended. Do not avoid flu, pneumonia, and other recommended vaccines. Consider medical diagnosis and age. 8. Avoid travel to endemic areas where there is a World Health Organization called WHO, in parentheses, travel advisory against specific areas. And in our last video, we talked about endemics. The need for separate public health planning in all businesses. The most important aspect is every congregation, daycare facility, school should have an emergency preparedness plan. Of course, you already know that. You're the smart class by now. The planning should address public health emergencies. A separate program is not always necessary. These conversations can be integrated into the current preparation planning with emergency team staff. These programs are easier to maintain when they are a part of the overall emergency planning and training process. We're back at the table again. It's a lot to talk about. Public health training can be included for clergy, lay leaders, existing certified medical staff, and volunteers seeking additional skills, including certification with organizations such as American Red Cross for CPR and AED, medical device automated external defibrillators for cardiac arrest, heart attacks. And the courses on site in the current nursing units, in which you can invite the American Red Cross and others to come in to teach courses. The goal is to have a cadre of well-trained volunteers in place that can be called upon when a natural disaster or public health emergency strikes. If you are a larger congregation or school, private or public, with available resources such as space, food, and money, you may consider providing additional training opportunities for your staff, volunteers, or surrounding community. The coursework would include how to prepare for both natural and public health disasters, i.e. epidemic and pandemics. Select a vulnerable group that you wish to serve. This could be a senior citizens group, nursing home, shelter, or vulnerable people within your congregation or community. Assessment in public health emergency planning. Risk assessment forms are available in the Handy Forms section of the book. You can write a step-by-step house of worship, emergency safety, and security plan. And don't forget, there's 3 different types of books: hardcover, paperback, and ebook. $10. 1. Conduct a separate public health risk assessment for the members or team. The assessment tool is provided, and there is assessment tools in your book in the back. 2. Assessment risk is an important task in both emergency and public health planning. 3. Discuss and describe past and anticipated public health emergencies, heart attacks, specific illness that occurred in your meeting business organization and community. Your awareness can help you identify and prepare for future threats. To include in your plan, the threats should be ranked from most likely to least likely. Remember that form? That also is in your book, and everyone should have a copy of that form. It is in one of our classes. I tried to show it to you as best that I could, but I'm getting better. 4, include areas in which sanitation is an issue, and we'll be discussing that in one of our classes, because you might have to shelter in place, and there are some tips for that, but I haven't gotten to it yet. 5, include at-risk members of the congregation, include the elderly, people with chronic medical conditions, or families, single parents with small children, and the disabled. Summary: if businesses, hospitals, college campuses, all organizations, including congregations, and their faith leaders never discuss or train in disaster preparedness, go kits, and I will have a class on that too, evacuation plans, preparedness for pandemics, safe practices regarding not spreading diseases during events or at work. This will jeopardize the health and wellness of the entire population, their staff, communities, leaning forward. Everybody's jeopardized if we don't train and talk about what we need to discuss at the emergency management table and our team meetings. That's what this is all about. This chapter hopefully gives insight and awareness regarding what we can do to prepare our businesses and our community. It's not a matter of if a health emergency outbreak will occur. It's when. That's the wisdom of what we have discussed today. Less than last class, a little less, but just ideas, issues, all the things that you need to discuss when your training team meets. You know, this is extra. But it's important. So while you're at the table, you can say, "Oh yeah, by the way, what would happen if someone had a heart attack? If someone fainted at work? What could we do? What would we do? Are we prepared for that?" You are so ready for all levels of emergency planning. And our students are so ready to look into volunteering or seeking a job in emergency management or the local emergency volunteer fire department. The local fire department, EMS, the emergency medical staff. Lots of jobs, lots of opportunities in which students can probably pick up a lot of that information right in the community college level and then matriculate from there. Can't say it enough. I'm encouraging you because you can do it. You're smart. You're the smart class now. This is the 28th class. Oh, you are ready. Please like and subscribe. And I will talk with you again next Friday. I don't know what we're going to talk about yet, but it'll be fun and you'll learn a lot.